Hello, couplets. Welcome back to another Bear With me, BearElliott. It's Movie Monday! Trekking through 52 movies in the year 2016. It's a lot of movies. Basically, if you're good at math and you know a little bit of something about how many weeks in the year that is, that's a movie a week. And sometimes the movies are great, sometimes they're not. Now, this one falls more towards the not. The Darkness. This hit theaters recently, and I saw the preview of it. I was like, this looks really cool. It's one of these type of movies where all the great things are in the trailer. That should have told me something. But there are some very interesting aspects of The Darkness. Okay, the plot in general. We have Kevin Bacon. Now, I love the bacon. I really like bacon. Well, I like Kevin Bacon too. And he's held up really well. He's an 80s kind of icon, it seems, because this movie, The Darkness, feels like it could fit right into the poltergeist theme of the 80s. In fact, this movie reminded me a lot of Poltergeist, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but the plot in general. So you have a family. It starts out, they're on like a family vacation in the Grand Canyon-esque area. They're vacationing with another couple that you never see again. They kind of just bloop. I figured they were going to have some kind of role in it, but maybe they did, and they ended up on the editing floor. But they're on vacation, and it's Kevin and his wife. Now, you are immediately introduced to the wife has a challenge, and that is alcoholism. She's a recovering alcoholic. They have 2 children. The youngest one is autistic, and they even introduce that pretty quickly. They don't come out and just say it until about 3/4 of the way through the movie. You find that he is definitely autistic, but there's definitely something a little bit unique about this child. Now, their eldest is a 15, 16-year-old. She's somewhere getting her driving permit. Year-old girl. Now, she also has an issue. It seems like everybody in this family has an issue. It's a struggling family. I guess they're a modern family. You kind of find out about 2/3 through the movie that she has bulimia, anorexia, but you're definitely introduced that she has a body image issue. Now, they're on vacation, and the autistic boy falls through Mikey. Every time I said that and thinking about the 80s, I kept thinking, I was like, okay, is this Mikey from the Life cereal? Or was it Chex cereal? I think it was Life cereal that Mikey was in. Okay, but Mikey falls through a hole, and he discovers these rocks that are runes that are connected to, five, six different Native American icons. So you have the wolf, the coyote, the snake, the crow, the buffalo. I think that's all of them. So there's 5. So he finds these runes, and he sees their image up on the wall, and they're painted in black. And of course you're like, oh, okay, you know where this is going. You don't ever want to mess around with Native American stuff. Especially as a paranormal investigator, you kind of don't want to mess around with that kind of thing. They go home, and weird things start to happen. Mikey's acting kind of weird. He's becoming a lot more aggressive. He develops an imaginary friend. The cool thing that I really thought was interesting about this movie is that it touches upon Native American folklore slightly, modifies it a little bit. I don't want to go into that. But the interesting thing is it plays upon what are called shadow people. Now, as a paranormal investigator, this really was interesting to me because shadow people are a, real thing that we encounter when we're investigating paranormal locations. People will see shadows that look like people. Oftentimes, for some reason, the guy always wears a top hat. I don't know why. But they're people that it's believed are from a different dimension, or they exist outside of this reality, and they manifest in the form of shadows. It plays upon that theme, this whole entire movie, of these shadow people have infested the home, and they are related to demons from an alternate dimension that take the form of these iconic Native American images. And each one of the different images manifests themselves throughout the movie. Now, Kevin Bacon's problem, of course, Dad has to have problems. He's had affairs on his wife. Kind of. He's a workaholic, had an affair on his wife. I think that's why she started drinking. And she blames him for a lot more than she's leading on. Very passive-aggressive family. So, as the storyline continues, we get introduced to Grandma, which I think her scene alone was just a reason to have a snake. That's really it. Never see grandma again. You don't ever talk to grandma again. Nothing. Then the family, this is where it becomes like Poltergeist. Now, Poltergeist was remade last year. This was actually better than that movie because that remake sucked. Well, The Darkness, it very much is that. You have the youngest child who's interacting with these imaginary people. I was waiting for a scene with like the TV to start like staticking. Maybe they don't static anymore. They just go blue. I don't think they do static anymore now that I'm thinking about it. But there were so many things in this movie that I was like, oh my God, they just basically, somebody watched Poltergeist and just modified the storyline a little bit. And they have these two sensitives that come in. They're Mexican, I believe. Maybe they do look like they have some Native American blood in them. That storyline never goes in there because they have feathers that they're playing with, and they wear a lot of jewelry that looks very Native American-esque. So the only thing this movie is missing from when it comes to the Poltergeist is Caroline, go into the light. I was waiting for Mikey, go into the light. Because Mikey actually does go through a portal at one point, which is very much like Poltergeist. And it ends very much like Poltergeist. Like, they leave and they go to a hotel. And it was just... Overall, this movie, when it comes to The Darkness, this is a rental. This is wait until it comes out on Netflix. Do not pay money. And we were kind of wondering when we went to go see this why it was only $4. Now I know. I think they spent all their money on bacon. Not physical pork bacon, but Kevin Bacon. The acting, it was okay. I really felt Kevin Bacon kind of dialed this one in. There wasn't an Oscar award-winning performance in it. The storyline had possibilities. It just didn't go anywhere. And there was a lot of dead time. No pun intended. But there was so much time in between the scenes that was like, this is going nowhere. And there was this, at one point, so the kid gets 2 balloons. These balloons last forever. It's like months that they're going through this whole entire storyline. And those 2 balloons never deflate. Maybe that's a sign of haunting. I don't know. Never encountered that. So overall, The Darkness, out of 5 paw rating, this one's getting a 1. This is, it's not the greatest of movies. Cinematography-wise, at the beginning, I was like, wow, it looks like it's really beautifully shot, but that went out the window with The Crow. So don't waste your money on The Darkness. So I hope you've enjoyed the review. Every Monday, it seems like I'm doing a Monday movie review, so stick with me. We're making our way through 52 movies in the year 2016. So until next time, bye, Cublets!
I could go out in the darkness, see you calling my name. I hear you shouting, hear you calling, but it's not the same. Every word that you're throwing right into my back doesn't matter to me, cause I'm keeping my track. Let me go, let me go.